I'm Weather Terrain 20 meteorologist Gary Lezak. The weather roulette wheel is now spinning. The new LRC is just days away from beginning. We'll go over all the details in this report. So this will be a brief video, 5 minutes or less. Read through this. I spent a lot of time on it describing what's going on with this weather pattern. Let me know if you have any questions. And then next week will be the beginning of the new LRC. And we'll be making quite a few of our predictions coming up here in the next few weeks. All right, let's take a look at this report. I'll go through it fairly quickly, and you can see that it's the countdown to the new LRC. We're describing the order in chaos on your October 3rd report. Here is that weather roulette wheel. Where is it going to land in your location? Sunny and dry, snowy and wet, stormy. Are you going to be in the sweet spot for storm systems? Is it going to be too wet or too dry? We'll go over the details. We'll let you know where it's going to drop. An astronomical event continues to be in progress. On September 24th, the sun set at the North Pole. It's twilight now, all the way to October 6th. On Saturday, October the 7th, no sun for 163 more days as it goes dark at the North Pole, and that just happens to be when the new LRC sets up. So the 2022-2023 LRC season is ending, and the new one is about to begin, but we're still in the same pattern. The LRC is the centerpiece of this big atmospheric puzzle. And you can see here the pattern from October 13th, last year. This is a year ago. Notice the ridge, the trough, and then the ridge over Canada. And then look at the pattern now forming this week. The trough looks similar, right? The ridge is the same. It's the same but different, as Gary Lezak said famously a dozen years ago. The same pattern continues. This is really a strong proof that it literally lasts until the last few minutes. It's in transition, believe me. And if you've been watching the models, they've been all over the place for next week and beyond. This is the American model showing the pattern for October 11th of this year, and this is the European model showing the pattern for October 11th coming up early next week. So you can see very different patterns. Every single run on these models has been different. El Nino, the warming of the tropical Pacific Ocean, is going to be an influence on this year's weather patterns. So we have an El Nino warning for next winter. All right? El Nino warning, but the LRC is a centerpiece. It doesn't mean it'll be wet in California. Let's see how the pattern sets up in the next few months. But it is definitely a developing El Nino, and possibly a moderate or strong one. As we look back at the past 90 days, ending September 30th, you can see a reflection of Hurricane Hillary that happened August 20th. And by the way, if you go back to that one map I showed earlier, go see it on our report. There's a tropical system forming right on schedule down here, but it's not going to probably come into California because of the time of the year. LRC climate model predictions for the 2024 season. Now, this is based on the old weather pattern, but it shows the power of the LRC predictions. As you can see, our forecast for January, this is our forecast for January 2024 based on the old pattern. I'm just showing this to you to show you how it likely will be wrong, because this was the anomaly most of last year. From North Dakota to Southern California, these storm systems would track up through here, and it was colder than average. This will be very different this year, but this is just an outlook based on last year's pattern to show you how every year is unique. Here's the outlook for April that you can take a look at day by day. And for the important June 25th to July 10th period, some of our customers really rely on our forecast for July 4th far in advance so they can plan their supply and demand and staffing and their presentations and how much they may sell this year compared to a year ago. So in conclusion, we make accurate predictions that will bring value, enhanced reliability, improved decision-making, monetization opportunities. Remember, the new LRC is setting up this fall. We will take you through this transition, and you will then receive the planting, growing, harvest weather predictions for 2024 and for other verticals as well. So there's your report. Thank you for sharing this with everyone. It's less than $1 a day. Think about that. And it's $300 a year. Thank you for being premium customers. Spread the word. I'll have a lot more next week as the new LRC begins. I'm meteorologist Gary Lezak with Weather 20.